up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident Specialists. Start your successful claim today.
दोस्ता की परेशान है
जरा कर है ना सारा सौदा मुक्या वा मुल्का विच पैसे भेजने
हूं नहीं अमार फूड वाले की फोन खड़का ते फ्री लोकल डिलीवरी कार मंगवा
आला ता उथे का स्पेशल आ
उना की लबाई हाइजीन च ग्रेड 5 चीजें चंगियां मियारी ते सस्तियां ते नाले ऑफर ही ऑफर
और क्या
ताजा गोश्त ताजी सब्जियां ते फ्रूट आटा चावल दालां मसाले ते जूस सारे बिल जमा करने गैस ते इलेक्ट्रिक ने टॉप अप भी करने पाकिस्तान पैसे बिल्कुल फ्री भेजने मतलब के एक चिड़ी ने दूध छड़ी ता हर शय लबनी
उठ जने ने आप उतरा
Amar Food Store and Halal Meat 613B Lincoln Road Peterborough telephone 01733 687374
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. On the authority of Abu Dharr, may Allah be pleased with him. Some of the companions of the Messenger of Allah, may the blessings and peace of Allah be upon him, said to the Prophet, may the blessings and peace of Allah be upon him, O Messenger of Allah, the affluent have made off with the rewards. They pray as we pray, they fast as we fast, and they give away in charity the superfluity of their wealth. He said, has not Allah made things for you to give away in charity? Truly every tasbihah is a charity, every takbirah is a charity, every tahmidah is a charity, and every tahleelah is a charity. To enjoin a good action is a charity, to forbid an evil action is a charity, and in the sexual act of each of you there is a charity. They said, O Messenger of Allah, when one of us fulfills his sexual desire, will he have some reward for that? He said, do you not think that were he to act upon it unlawfully, he would be sinning? Likewise, if he has acted upon it lawfully, he will have a reward. It was related by Muslim.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salam Radio.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the show, The Real Me. I'm Abbas, and joined with me is the co-host of the show, Sister Michelle. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Partner in crime. And today, alhamdulillah, we've got Brother Jammal. Jammal, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you very much for coming on. This is part 2. So for those who missed out last week, Jammal is a revert in the religion of Islam, and he's a barber by profession. Last week we started off the show with the special offer of the discount, which then led to you saying the free haircut and shave.
Yeah.
So thank you to all who listened in and didn't take that offer. I got that offer. It was opened up to me, so I was the first person who came into the shop last Tuesday. Alhamdulillah, Jammal did give me a gift as a haircut. Although I was ready to pay it, but it was really, really nice. We were still like arguing about paying or not. I was insisting on paying him something. I didn't really feel happy that, but alhamdulillah, his fellow colleague gave me a nice haircut.
It's looking good, by the way. I'll just get that in
thank
there
you very
for
much.
you. Yeah, it's looking
you.
sharp.
Yeah, nice. Was it a fade or a blend?
It's a fade. Yeah.
It was fade. So Michelle, you know what? I didn't tell you this before the show, but I said to what's your colleague's name?
Bess.
Shout out to Bess if he's listening,
yeah,
or you can show him the show afterwards.
Yeah.
So Bess, so he's really nice, very like friendly chap, and he said to me, brother, what do you want? And I said to him, bro, I want 2 all around, yeah, because 2 is short, but and he's like, bro, you know what? I'm not sure about 2 at the top. So Jammal goes, listen, let the brother have what he wants. Because, bro, I don't know if 2 would be... I said, okay, fine, I'm up for it, I'm up for opinions. I really like opinions. So it's really nice. It's nice for him to give his opinion, because I think I'm glad that I listened to him. I know, because it does look good. I think
that just shows you, doesn't it, that we should listen to other people, because sometimes it's not always us that are right.
Definitely, yeah. So it's nice of him to give me advice a bit. I do that sometimes at the takeaway shops. I walk in and I said to him, bro, what should I go for?
Are you really undecisive?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I just want to see their opinion. And some of them, they're so focused in getting the job done. They're like, brother, it depends what you feel like having. I really don't know. I mean, I just want to see your opinion. What would you say? What's your speciality in that? Someone doesn't say, you know what, bro, I'll say try this one. I think a lot of people. I said, what's the most common? Yeah, and then they say a lot of people go for this, and I was like, okay, let me try that. But when you wake up in the mornings, you don't. Sometimes it's nice to have a break from the routine. When you're always up in the morning having toast and cereal. Sometimes you just have a craving for something. I always go according to my cravings.
Like candy floss or something random.
Candy floss with toast.
On toast. Yeah, no stick.
Are you encouraging kids to have sugary stuff? Kids close their ears. I'm only joking. No, but it's nice.
We've got a few watchers on Facebook. I'm just going to pop that in there.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Julie's watching. Hi, Julie. She says, hi, guys.
Hi, Julie.
How you doing? All right?
That reminds me, for those who want to leave a comment or question on Facebook, please do. That'd be great. Can we do another offer so that the people don't call in? I can get another haircut. In case you dropped off. Jammal's like, oh, this guy's proper. Okay. He's proper Asian, isn't he? Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll do a free facial steam and face mask and bits and bobs like that. Yeah.
Nice. I lost out because you got the equipment now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Well, you never know. No one might take that, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, inshallah.
What a great competition then tonight. First person to comment, yeah?
Yeah.
First person to text a question in.
I text a question in.
Okay.
A question or comment or even feedback.
Obviously, has to be a male, yeah?
Yeah, it has to be a male, of course. Yeah.
I'm not happy with this.
Women. Don't even go there.
But don't even go there.
All the mullahs will be after me. They'll be knocking on the door. Have you locked the door, yeah?
Actually, if ladies comment, they could maybe get that for their partners or
for the partner.
Or a family member.
Yeah.
So we're not leaving anybody out.
I just feel strange giving a woman a facial, I think. I don't know. Yeah, weird. But, yeah, okay.
All the men will be like wondering, where's the wife?
Julie says, if only I was male. But there you go, Julie. We've opened it up for you. So if you've got a partner or a family member, there you go.
You get 10 people knocking on the door. Excuse me. But yeah, last week's show was really good. We played some. Inshallah, we're going to have Jammal doing some live spoken word, and if anyone wants to call in, which I doubt everyone will, but I dare you to call in if you're a man.
Or a woman.
Or a woman, yeah. See the telephone number. If you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, you can see on there 01733 602 133. Or if you want to text or WhatsApp in 07745 278 978. So yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback or questions or anything you want to just call in. I won't read your names in. I won't read your names. I won't name and shame. I don't do that. Unless you want me to, or even if you want to shout out, give a text or WhatsApp in. But carrying on from last week, so we covered a bit, but the time went really quick, didn't it?
It did. It always really does. Quick. But I did preempt last week, didn't I? I think it was in the first 10 minutes where I said, Jammal, you're coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is not, it's not long enough.
So Jammal played it clever. He said, I'm going to leave you in suspense. I'm going to give the main meaty stuff next week.
Yeah, inshallah.
So we're going to start off. We prepared a few topics we're going to talk about, but it's going to go all over the place, which is sometimes nice, to just kind of jiggle it about. So it kind of keeps listeners a bit, for those listening, a bit awake as well. So we're going to start off one of the pointers that I mentioned from last week. How and why you came into Islam? Why did you choose Islam, and how's your journey in that?
I chose Islam almost blindly, if you like. Yeah, I didn't really know too much, and I wasn't in touch with any Muslims really. You know what I mean, sort of thing. I knew a couple of boys that cut their hair, but I weren't chilling with them boys. You know what I mean, sort of thing. So. In regards to any questions or whatever else, I had no one to guide me in that respect. And then just one particular time on a Sunday morning, obviously because of my past, living a bit of a naughty life, you know what I mean, sort of thing, something happened that could have put me in prison for 8 years, yeah? Oh. And alhamdulillah, I obviously didn't go, you know what I mean, yeah? And no one came and whatever else like that, so I just knew that it was I just knew it was going to be Islam that needed that guidance, that a path to follow, where I never really had that before. You know what I mean? In Christianity or Catholicism, I never really had that like guideline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I just knew that morning. I rang the brother that I used to cut his hair on the Monday morning, and said, like, is there a alpha course, you know, like they do for Christianity and stuff? He's like, nah, man. And,
like an Islam 101.
Yeah. Who are we going to call? You know what I mean? Just like that, you know. So, like, it's just like, he said, no, it's not, but I do know a brother that may well be able to help you, you know, and he put me onto a guy called Abdulaziz, who's a beautiful, beautiful brother, you know what I mean? You know,
Shout
like,
out to brother Abdulaziz.
Yeah, man, very...
Do you think he's listening?
Maybe, inshallah, you know what I mean? But I give him shout outs wherever I go, you know what I mean? He's a guy that's, you know, even now, any single issue I have, if I speak to him, he'll answer me and try and put things right for me, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a special bond, I think, isn't it? The first person that you're kind of introduced to Islam through, as such. That bond never really goes away.
No.
And there's a special connection, I think, isn't there, between that person and yourself when you're going along the journey.
There's 4 of us actually that like still hang out now. I mean, you know, like so me, Atik, you know, from Children of Adam, what's it called, and a guy called Imran Khalid, you know what I mean? So and Aziz, obviously. All 3 of us were together last night, you know, and obviously Atik, we, you know, wish him well, inshallah, you know what I mean? Well, I'll give you shifa and give you a speedy recovery, my brother. But yeah, so that was my journey into Islam, if you like. That's how I found my way. Excuse me. And then we met like once a week sort of thing, you know, sometimes twice or whatever, you know, just for a bit of food, maybe with a cup of tea sort of thing, or just go around Abdulaziz's house, sit and chill and talk, and not necessarily like, you know, Islam only, just
have a lad's chat.
Yeah, have a lad's chat, man. And obviously Dean
It's the only place you can also rant about your missus as well, can't you? Yeah, you know it. That's it, done. He knows it. That's it, yeah. I know you're hiding behind that. You all do it, yeah. All you men listening out there, you've given out.
That's why I have a barbershop, bro.
That's what they talk about.
I should be a fly on the wall of these places.
Bro, you're giving it away now. Oh, we're going, you know, don't worry, Khadija, I'm going out with the lads, you know, this and that. Like, okay, I know you're going to talk about me, aren't you?
Just vent.
We need a rant though, right?
Yeah, of course, everyone does. Women need a rant, man. Us boys are hard to put up with, you know what I mean? You know that, so women need to rant too, you know what I mean? So
it's good. It's nice to have a lads chat. It's good.
Very important. Like I write a lot of stuff or talk a lot about circles, and some circles that can influence you in any way of life. You know what I mean? You know, like no matter what you're doing, you know what I mean, whether it's Dean or if it's not Dean, you know what I mean? Whatever. If you're with good people, good things are going to happen, isn't they? You know what I mean?
But also, it's a good thing because, you know, a lot of people say to me, be around the right friends. Now, there may be some youth who may be listening right now saying, you know what, but I've already become friends with these guys. They've got a few bad habits. I can't leave them. They're like my brothers. I don't think people are telling you to leave them. Don't leave them. Change them. So you can be an influence on them. Instead of them being an influence on you, you be an influence on them. Do you know what I mean? You instill a little bit of things like, come on, bro, let's go to, you know, I don't mean to sound like a sheikh, but let's go to the mosque, let's pray in the mosque, you know? And a lot of people get inspired through these things, you know what I mean? You could always be guided by Allah through someone else. It doesn't have to be a sheikh. It doesn't have to be a parent or cousin or sibling or spouse. It can be a friend. And Allah send you a message through that. So it's nice, you know? So I know that a lot of guys may be thinking, oh, you know what? I'm already in this kind of company. They do have a few bad habits, but you don't have to leave them. Be with them, but change them. Change yourselves.
I guess it's hard as well because if you're in that group of friends and you know they're maybe going somewhere that you don't want to go or that you feel you know is against what you believe, then you'll feel like if you pull out and don't go. That you know, you're kind of like the party pooper.
That's what it
do you know
is.
what I mean? And then they'll be like, oh, he never comes with us anymore. He's not one of the boys anymore. That kind of thing. And it's really difficult, isn't it, to keep together?
It's excellent that you mentioned that because I think with lads, I think we have this bondage, you know, with the brothers. They are brothers. Wherever people may be at home, like, or at work, you know that, oh, no, don't worry about them. We've still got our brothers. And you look forward to then in the evenings catching up with them and say, oh, no, I've got some people. You know, it's your identity. And that's what it's about, isn't it? You form yourself as an identity, as part of this group. You associate with them and you think, you know what, they're like your kind of backhand. You kind of lean on them. Do you know what I mean? That's what good brothers are like, and also good sisters as well. But with guys, I think it's that loyalty. That's what, when people say that,
it's like the bro code.
Yeah. The bro code, yeah. Hashtag bro code, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think that's what it is. The men will be, when we talk by our parents, you have to be a man. Then this is our form of, showing security towards our family, being the breadwinner and that security for them. But also we have our loyalty to our friends, our brothers, It doesn't have to be Muslim. It can be non-Muslim as well. So obviously, for those out there who follow a different religion, who don't have a religion, they've got some good morals as well. They show loyalty as ever, Sometimes I feel that, I don't mean to have a rant, but sometimes non-Muslims show a better akhlaq than the Muslims.
Wow.
Which is something that we work on anyway. It's, I'm not perfect myself, but it's something that we work on. But sorry, I stole the limelight.
No.
But
Keep going, says me talking.
Because I'm quite passionate. When you go together with friends and you obviously spend time in the halal way, and that means like stay off the streets, stop getting into silly stuff, get yourself in the gym, in the boxing club, right? If you wanna show your manliness, get in the ring, go to the gym, lift, right? Not too heavy, but lift, become stronger, and that's where you start actually becoming a man. That's where you can.
And also, I'm going to jump in here and say that the feminine side of you guys as well should come out, and that's showing being a man as well, isn't it? So sharing stories, getting emotional with your brothers as well, and sharing that kind of softer side of you.
Yeah.
And building trust, and connection between the brothers as well.
Definitely.
That's manly too.
But we're not going to cry on the show, yeah?
I can't.
already have.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
I'm just
Just wipe it in.
I can't promise that.
I come close to tears last night speaking around a table. Like so many beautiful things in this way of life that you'd never even know about.
Yeah.
You just never even know about. Like I remember I was sitting in Chawali on Lincoln Road, and maybe beginning of this year, I'd say actually, Anyway, and, I saw this sister with her mother and I was going to say her grandmother, I'm just saying, I don't know, but I would say that's the situation anyway. And they ordered lots of food, sort of thing, and that sat down there eating and stuff like that, whatever else. Anyway, but this sister, she picks her own food up and turns around and hand feeds her grandmother,
Oh, wow.
And the grandmother can eat and feed herself. It's just something you'd never see outside of that, especially when obviously people are going to feed someone if they can't feed themselves, but like the grandmother was perfectly capable of feeding herself, yet the sister was like hand fed her grandmother. It was a beautiful, I even wrote a poem about it,
Really?
Wow. But it was a beautiful thing to see, and I literally had to look away because otherwise I'd have sat on my own crying and I'd have thought, whoa, what's the weirdo doing, but some beautiful things
and
indeed.
You can't, it's about implementation. You can do that with your parents, your siblings, your spouses. It does create that love, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
I think sometimes people are too cool for it.
You should never be too cool for that. You know what, growing up, I lived on a council estate, and my father was a very tough man, sort of thing, and I'd have lots of different people coming into my house to see me, and to go out with and whatever, and I wouldn't care if there was like 100 men of the toughest category or 100 men of the weakest category. I would always kiss my father and always kiss my mother before I leave the house. In front of anybody. I don't care. Like even at my shop, my mum comes to my shop, I go straight up to give her a kiss, cuddle. Like arm wrestle. It's all good.
Go on, Mum.
Scrub the head.
Yeah, give it a little roughing up. It's all cool.
People watching, they're like, oh, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
People that have commented that are like, I'm not coming to that shop now. delete comment.
Excuse me.
No, it's good though.
There are lots of those beautiful moments though along the way, isn't there, where you see something and it really touches your heart and really speaks to your soul. And I for me, prior to reverting, I didn't quite notice them. They were obviously there, but it's not something that I noticed. And after I converted to Islam, you start to see these things and really appreciate them for what they are. And it really has a long-lasting effect on your soul, I think.
Yeah. Do you know one thing I wanted to mention is that one of the scholars. He's quite a cool scholar, by the way. I wasn't like religious and being pious and all that. But he's quite a cool scholar. He was sat with him a couple of weeks ago. He went to visit a friend's house. So I was just listening, and he was actually saying that he goes, the stuff that I say from when I lecture, I'm not giving a solution or one solution to everyone. It's one thing which can be looked at in a broad way. So, go back to your relationship with with your mum. Everyone who's listening at the moment, or for all you out there, keep that relation which you're comfortable with. So some people may go to their dads, kiss the hand, whatever. Some people might give like a brotherly hug, like a one dad, you're right, man, you're a dad, you're a pops. Keep that. That's you. That's your relation. You don't have to do what's mentioned. It's your own way of showing love. Do you know what I mean? And some, with some siblings, some brothers, they may, get their brother, scrub their head, and it's just their way of showing love. You're not harming them, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. So everyone has their own way, and I think that's the beauty of life. Keep that. You might even go to your mum and you can have a little spud. Do you know what I mean? Right, mum,
what did you call it?
I do this to my mum, yeah? My mum will go, put her hand out like that as if I'm going to give her something. No,
give it a
just touch.
Just touch, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I'm sure a lot of parents out there, even whether old or young, they do the what do you call it? The
fist pump. Yeah.
I say touch.
What do you call it?
Touch.
The touch.
Oh, isn't that weird how we all three have
we
different?
Yeah.
There you go. There's something deep in that, isn't there? That all three of us call it something different, but it means the same.
But you know what?
Give him the spud.
Yeah, give him a spud. Yeah.
Spud. I've never heard that.
We scored that in school.
So I'm going to cut in here and say, if you're watching along on Facebook, tell us what you call it, because that would be really cool to just get some comments. Do you call it a spud? Do you call it a touch? Do you call it a fist bump?
Yeah.
Leave your comments in Facebook.
Yeah, brilliant. Good stuff. You know what? Something I wanted to ask you. When you mentioned the first point, when you are at that position, did you feel at any time that do you think, oh my God, what's going to happen now?
In which position, Robert?
Like when you said you could have done something which would have led to consequences. Were you at that point thinking, what's there before you called this brother? Were you at that point like, were you lost, or were you okay, or knowing where you are?
Oh, no. I don't think anyone that lives that life isn't lost.
Yeah.
Or isn't at, you live in them, you can't live at ease in yourself.
Yeah.
You can't relax, really. I mean, not really. Like a pub door will open, you think, who's that? I mean, who's in here tonight, blah, blah, blah. You're always like that, so, yeah, I would say, even at times now I can feel lost.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was definitely lost before Islam, yeah. I just knew that from what I'd seen and just listening to the adhan and things like this, small, tiny things, man, but like massive for me, like huge for me. Like Islam might penetrate someone's heart in a different manner.
Yeah.
I mean, might be someone that you meet, might be someone that you see, something that you read or whatever, but for me, like the adhan was very calming for me. And then I think I said before about a guy in that video who was making dua, sort of thing of when listening to the adhan, and that, and I wanted to be like that guy. I mean, I didn't want to live my life like that. I wanted to live this way. And that morning that happened, like there was a bit to sort out, obviously, blah blah blah. Excuse me, sorry. And I just knew I needed to make a phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, I slept on it and I woke up in the morning, same feeling in me. I knew I had to make that phone call, so.
Were you nervous?
No.
Nervous?
No, I need this brother on a level, like I say, we weren't hanging out, but I can build a relationship with someone that sits in my barber seat. I mean, and that's how we become friends.
Yeah. And I saw you done that. I saw Michelle actually. When you done that with the little kid, I was waiting there.
Okay.
And I saw you keep that little joke and that little rapport that you built with the customer. It's really nice as treating customers that way. But I saw you were very very genuine and very jokey, and I think you could reach up to their level, and that's the beauty of it. I don't know how old he was, about 12.
Same age as me, yeah, 12, yeah.
12 and 3/4.
Yeah. How'd you get that beard?
My nan gave it to me. Yeah.
But yeah, I saw you, mashallah. You know, even though he was much younger than you, right? Okay, maybe young enough to be your child.
Of course.
But you built that, you put that relation. You know, you saw up to that level. And that's the beauty of it, you know, with treating customers like that. You know, it's a brilliant thing, especially for those who've got, you know, shops out there, who've got businesses. When you treat a customer like that, they'll definitely come back to you.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Customer service is brilliant. And I just saw you were joking because I was observing how you are, and you're very relaxed. I said to Michelle, I really liked the aura that you were sending out. It was really nice. You weren't watching, but I was observing how you are, and I felt nice over there. You know, it felt really good. It makes a big difference, especially for those who can agree. Especially when you go to a restaurant, you know, you can feel the aura, you know, how welcoming you feel, especially from the staff and how they treat you, and a simple smile or asking how you are. Yeah. And, you know, it really makes a difference. Even a little joke, because some people come in there, you might think, oh, they're going out to eat with the family, but sometimes you've not left home in the best of condition, you know, you probably had a little bit of row or, you know, just forcibly going there, or, you know, sometimes, but it's really nice. I really like the way you build that rapport with the kid. It's really good.
Just out of interest then, where's your shop based?
Cardiff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just if anybody's listening and they want to pop over and have a visit.
Jamal's shop is next to Morrison's as well. Do you know, I done my shopping.
Did you?
My trolley was full of Morrison's. It was really good, yeah. So for those guys, you know, if you want to do your shopping, get a haircut, kill two birds with one stone. I'm not promoting the business, I'm just saying generally that, you know, you might as well get your shopping done. Morrison's is quite decent grocery store, isn't it? Yeah. I tried their. Have you tried their noodles?
This is going off on a tangent, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered. I can't get it anywhere else.
Oh really?
Curry flavored noodle pot. Just add hot water. It's brilliant.
Oh no, I haven't ever had that. No. I thought you meant noodles off the salad bar.
No, we've never had that. We're like master chefs over here. Yeah, we don't do that.
I'm at home, like prepping up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sneaking out to Medina's, bringing it back, putting it on the plate. Cool.
There is a. Is there Fish-tastic next to you?
Oh yes,
a fish shop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kill three birds with this one stone.
Yeah.
Have lunch, go for a haircut, go do your shopping. But don't tell the missus.
That's too long out.
It's a bro thing.
The queue was like 4 miles long. I'll see you Tuesday.
We've got a couple of comments on Facebook. Julie says, it takes a lot more strength and courage to walk away from the crowd than stay. Big up to you for being strong enough to know you needed change and walking your own path.
Yeah, definitely.
Saeed says, Jammal, Abdulaziz has always been a rock in this community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him a long and healthy life.
Ameen.
And Julie says, I'm with you, Michelle. It's a fist pump.
Oh.
So I'm leading in this so far. I'm just putting that out there.
Jamal's like, nah, man,
the women are ruling the world.
We're gonna,
it's okay.
You know, in the break time, get all the guys to text in and say, touch.
Yeah. We
decide we're a bit of a squad, isn't it? Yeah. For the young guys.
Cheats.
It's a boys versus girls.
Yes.
Come on, ladies. I need your comments.
So we're gonna go for a short break. And inshallah we'll come back and we've got lots to talk about, and we're going to do some live spoken word. Inshallah, tune in, and if you do want to give a text or WhatsApp, we can negotiate, you know, with a facial and things like that. So guys, don't lose this chance, otherwise, you know, I'm going to take it, don't worry. I might even block your number. Can we block the numbers so I can get it?
Not again.
I'm joking. Inshallah, see you after break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
There's a million choices available for dining out in Leeds.
But if you want something special, there's only one name to remember.
Mumtaz Leeds.
Relax in our newly refurbished Riverside restaurant.
Enjoy exquisite home cooking from our brand new menu. Upgrade to the Mumtaz Leeds experience.
And the price? Well, we're better value than ever before.
Mumtaz Leeds, Chadwick Street, Leeds, LS10 1PJ. Call 0113 242 4211.
Free car parking available.
कोई रत्तियां कमीज़ानी लमावा ना मारे मामा मिठिया विच जानी।
मेरा नाम
मुकद्दस है और कोर्ट मेरा घर है और ये मेरे लिए किसी जन्नत से कम नहीं। हमारे भी कुछ ख्वाब हैं जिनकी ताबीर को हमें पाना है।
आइए इन बच्चों के ताबनाक मुस्तकबिल के लिए अपना हिस्सा डालिए। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात, खैरात और इमदाद कोर्ट को दीजिए।
UK number 0300 123 7774. Website court.org.uk.
Al-Murad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only £7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Al-Murad Tiles, now open.
Where can you get high quality and low prices? Amar Food Store and Halal Meat in Lincoln Road, Triangle is the place to go. Pay us a visit and take advantage of our special offers and great range of products on groceries, vegetables, fruits and halal meat. Also send money to Pakistan absolutely free. We have all top brands at special offers, offer free customer parking and provide a free local delivery service. Amar Food Store and Halal Meat, 613B Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 687 374. High in quality, low in prices.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wa bismillah. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم طوبى لمن وجد في صحيفته استغفارا كثيرا, that glad tidings are for the one who finds in his book of deeds a great amount of istighfar.
أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان.
This is Salam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio, broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the show. We've got Brother Jammal. What was that about?
Nothing.
Did you?
You didn't hear anything.
I put the faders up before the. Was that a meow? I heard?
Inside joke. So, we will explain that later.
Yeah. So for those who can see, who are watching live on Facebook or YouTube, you can see us giggling away whilst the break was going on, but you can't hear us. That's the beauty of these lovely faders on my right. You can't hear anything. Ha ha ha. But the first thing, there's so much to talk about, isn't it?
There is.
The 4-minute break shows so quick. Maybe we should have a 6-minute break.
Yeah, maybe we should do a 2-hour special show.
Yeah, I think directors must be like, Abbas, be quiet. Don't spoil it. No one goes for a 6-minute break. But the first thing, you know what, which I found amazing when we were talking about last week, after the show, was that, you know, when you get these forward messages, you know, from uncles, aunties, parents, siblings, and so forth, about these, you know, beautiful, miraculous things that, you know, when I was praying Quran, the cat didn't come and step on the Quran. You think, you know what, you know, you never know. You know, there's always things.
Yeah.
But Jammal said a lovely, beautiful story. So when obviously throughout your journey, when you were staying at
my sister's
place,
yeah.
So you got up at Fajr and you put the musalla there. And how many cats?
My sister's got five cats. It's like a zoo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened.
Now, I think that during Salah, and sometimes obviously like I pray out loud as well. Yeah, so obviously like on them prayers where it's you know prayed out loud inside the masjid. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Yeah, only because I find it nice. I don't know, but anyway. I woke up for Fajr and I was sleeping on my sister's sofa at the time, and I'd recently separated from my wife and whatever else. So like, all these cats would be in the house mostly at night time, scattered around the sofa. To be fair, you know what I mean? Like, I went upstairs, done wudu, come downstairs, put my prayer mat down, and then like they'd walk around, but not one of them would ever walk across the mat. And I always think to myself, like, is this to them the words that I'm speaking? Do they actually understand that? Is that their language? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, I know it sounds stupid maybe, I don't know, but like, is that Arabic language their language? Can they understand that language?
Like totally universal.
Yeah. You know, like in every single living thing in this planet.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Can I just pop something in?
I'm going to go home and talk to my plants now in Arabic and just see.
Don't let anyone catch you.
That might be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because someone will be seeing you just might be talking to a plant. Like, right there.
Hang on, we're going to call someone.
Helpline.
Do you know what? A true story was that amazing thing was that I'm going to be quick because I know the time is short. My cousin was telling me this story that when he moved into a new house and he had a lot of ants coming into his kitchen. So when you go out of his kitchen door at the back, you go into his garden, and so many ants were just bombarding the place, having a little party and that. So
as they do,
as they do. Yeah,
I've been to a few, man. They're hectic.
So loud at night when you're trying to sleep.
Ants are a problem. Oh my god! If you've experienced it, you've experienced it. You know they do hashtag if you know you know. Yeah.
Yeah. The ant crew.
So he said to me. He said, what I done is that I went out in the garden and I went to the ant hole and I recited the dua and actually spoke to that. You got the giggles, man. You spoke the charm of the story.
No, come on, sorry. I'm not going to look.
Get to the point quick.
Yeah.
So he spoke to the ants and he said to the ants, like, please, can you not go away? But he spoke nicely to the ants. He said, look, you're bombarding the kitchen. Get a grip, man. Come on, my wife's going to turn me off. But he said, he recited the dua and he said to the ants, like, can you please, and a little chat. After a couple of days, the all went.
Wow.
No ants. So, do you know what? I'm not even joking.
Wow.
You know Ant-Man, yeah? When I was watching Ant-Man, he actually communicates with the ants when he's at peace. When he's
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man. Have you seen it?
Maybe.
Is it a Marvel film? Is it a Marvel film?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Marvel.
He sounds incredible.
Yeah. He goes in a suit and he presses the button and he becomes as small as that ant.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
No.
Nice film. Like but that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it, he was actually communicating because he needed the ants' help to do his mission. He was actually learned to communicate with these ants and then they would help him. What are you laughing at?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay. And if anyone needs any help out there, don't call Abbas, yeah? Okay,
cool. Brilliant.
I bet you all the sheikhs would be contacting me saying, what dua were you talking about?
Yeah. You're going to have to find that out for us,
I'm going to charge them for it. I'm joking. Another thing we touched upon in the break was the Umrah. Yeah? So we're going to talk about when you went for Umrah. Because I said to you, because that's when you said that you had that's where you could have a good cry in Medina.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of cried in Mecca, but I don't think for the right reasons. Don't forget, I hadn't been Muslim 5 minutes. You know what I mean, sort of thing. All of a sudden, boom! I'm in blessed lands of Mecca and Medina. Alhamdulillah, man. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But my lack of understanding obviously drove me to them tears in Medina. You know what I mean? And my brothers was with me, Atik and Imran and things like that, taught me through that, I learnt my prayer actually in Arabic in Mecca, to be fair.
Oh, wow.
Through the guidance of Imran Khalid, really, to be fair. He helped me massively with that. Even to the point where sometimes we'd be in the masjid and he would whisper it next to me, not during congregation, but
But I asked you in the break when he had a little secret question talk when the listeners couldn't hear. I said to you, was it a relief? So when you cried, was it a relief? But you said something else.
No, it was a feeling of not being worthy to even be in there.
Wow. How many of us take that for granted? For even be able to go to the mosque, being a masjid, being a sacred place. You can pray anywhere, but it's recommended to pray in the masjid. Also, when you say about worthiness, the fact that Allah knows that some of us, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but some of us don't pray namaz on a daily basis, but He still gives us our rizq. He still gives us our food and everything on the table. And sometimes, people say, people take that for granted. They say, I mean, namaz, let's just touch on it for the salah for 1 or 2 minutes. Firstly is that some people pray because they want Jannat, they want heaven. Some pray salah because they don't want Jahannam, which is fine, okay? Because I personally say the same to others. If Allah's made it as a must for you, do it. You can question, but don't leave it while it's questioning. Because salah, how long does it take, man? I mean, seriously. It's a small meditation within itself, right? And I don't want to go on this because I know some people will say like, I don't care what you say, bro, but I'm still not going to pray salah, which is fine. It's up to you. It's your journey between you and God. Sometimes people are annoyed with God. It's an in-depth thing. But truthfully speaking, if you do your wajibats, it'll take you away from Jahannam. I mean, you're alive for how long? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. That's it. And then akhirah is forever. Is it worth sacrificing it? And the spiritual aspect of it. And sometimes it was really beautiful because sometimes I used to look at, I mean, with all due respect, some people are more wealthier than us. Some people are minted. And you think, this guy doesn't, he doesn't do anything like that. He's Muslim. He doesn't pray namaz. You can see it. But when I asked the scholar, I said, "What about that? People, youngsters can argue that. Look at this guy." He said, "Now sometimes money is a test."
Yes, yeah.
Money is a test,
as opposed to lack of it.
Exactly,
which is what we first.
Yeah, and when we think that someone, I said to the sheikh, I said, "But he's successful." Because what do you define by success? What is success? Me and my missus were talking in the car in the morning, and she said to me, "You know what? It's beautiful sometimes when you talk to people because she said you can buy everything, but you can't buy peace." You can buy these CDs and you can buy these apps, Calm and everything, yeah? But you can't get the peace. And that's amazing. I don't want to go off one again, but it was really nice. One of my friends was saying that there was a wealthy man. He was living in one of the countries in the Middle East. He was very wealthy. He was a director of hospitals and so, a very, very wealthy man. But he was narrating the story that he had this condition where he could not sleep at night. Very wealthy man. Goes past in the bakery and he sees the baker inside sleeping. What does he use as a pillow? A bag of flour as his pillow. And he was narrating a story to a friend and he said, "You know what? I envied that man. That he, being a baker, can sleep in his bakery shop peacefully. And I'm longing for that sleep. I can't buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm longing for it." And that's a lesson to myself as well, to others before I speak to others. But it's the small things that we question, and I think what we take seriously. I don't want to then, I think people get enough of it from their parents and sheikhs and siblings and spouses. Pray your salah, pray your salah, pray your salah. But we're going to touch upon that, Islam being a way of life, right? And everyone having their own journey. We have limited Islam to a box. We've kept it in the box and said, no, we can't. No, Islam. It's not Islam. Islam does. When I mentioned to you yesterday, what if you're a marine biologist, right?
Yeah,
or someone who goes and works in the submarines, right? Going underneath water, that's your daily life. What are you trying to say? That Allah's going to say to you, no, sorry, you can't be like that. You're a Muslim. You can't. That's what it is. It's the beauty of traveling. You see so many people out there, and you think people with all different types of people, different colors of skin, and they say, yeah, we're Muslim. You're like, whoa, you're Muslim? Really? I mean, how do you do this? How do you do that? But they go about doing it. That's the beauty of it. But that was really touching what you said about Umrah itself, that you're not worthy of it. Sometimes we take things for granted. I take things for granted, for definite. Until I learned in one of my degree when I was studying is that I mentioned this before and I just want to mention it as a reminder for myself. The muscle in the eyelid, if that stopped, your eyelid would fall and you'd have to physically pick it up to actually get it open But imagine the eyelid.
Just that small thing.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
But just being grateful, and I think for those listening out there, inshallah, you know what? If you want to share your opinion or your question, please do. I'm not going to read your name out. Why you would probably find something like salah as a problem. You know, why don't you pray salah? You know, people might be happy, but really, are you really happy? Some people, in the bottom of my heart, you know, bottom of their heart, even though they may say, oh, I don't believe in God, but when something happens, oh God.
Yeah.
Because they know something is there. They know something is there. But sorry, I went a bit off topic.
Well, we had a question, didn't we, last week? I'm just wondering whether we should just address that one.
Yes. So one of the sisters texted in saying, addressing Brother Jammal, Salams, what would you say has been the most difficult thing that you've had to do during your journey towards Islam? And I know that you mentioned it, Jammal, in that little break, but we can obviously talk about it because, you know, being on radio, sometimes you get you know, I normally get a brain freeze. Just trying to talk, and I was like, what was I talking about? We pick it up. What would you say was one of the hardest? I know you mentioned before about relationships. That's a big thing. We were talking about that as well.
We were.
The beauty of loving God. And I don't mean by what that means is that if you do things for God, okay, and do things keeping in mind, that will fix your relationships. Before you get angry at your children or your wife or your parents or a sibling or a relative, just think to yourself, would Allah be happy? And the moment you say no, He wouldn't, you wouldn't treat them like that. And the moment you fix your relationship with God, you fix your relationship with your family members. Unfortunately, sometimes divorces do happen. Okay, it's a fact. Okay, sometimes we try our bit, but it doesn't happen the opposite way. So it happens, and you can't beat yourself over it. You have to try your best from your end. But what would you say? Do you think that relationships were one of the hardest, or what other stuff would you say?
Definitely, and friendships, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like you almost feel like an alien with friends. I mean, you know, like sometimes. Although I've had some very good friends that have kept me. You know, my oldest friend, I've been friends 32 years. You know, like I don't go anywhere where it's not good for me to go. He always comes to wherever I go. You know what I mean, sort of thing. You know, he's a good lad. You know what I mean. You know, like he's like my little brother. I mean, I love him, and he's a good boy. You know, but relationships are very, very hard if maybe not. I want to say backgrounds differ. I wouldn't say background. Maybe beliefs differ. Then actually, to be fair, yeah. So if beliefs differ, then that can create massive issues
within relationships. Yeah,
huge,
but it's amazing. Like you deserve a pat on the back because you didn't leave Islam, then did you? Some people do actually revert to Islam and then go back. It's possible.
It's easy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Easy.
Actually,
exactly.
That's easy.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most simple thing is to go back to how everyone expects you to be and meet everyone else's expectations but not your own. It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, because that kind of links in with, you know, keeping other people happy, isn't it, as well? And there's a big part of your heart that wants to do that as a human being.
It's again acceptance, isn't it?
Yeah, we want to please other people and we want to we don't want things to change, because I'm speaking from experience here too. And, you know, it's so hard to try and keep people around you happy and content and, you know, things as it was. But yeah, when we've made such a big decision like we both have, it's really difficult to keep balance with everything, isn't it? As well as, like you say, pleasing yourself and following what we know is the right thing to do. It's quite brave and courageous, I think.
But I tell you what, I do seriously from my heart applaud both of you, because obviously coming into Islam, going through that journey, it's so easy to mention on radio, but when you actually go through it, it's like, you know, when someone passes away in your family, it's so easy to go and give your condolences for something, but actually be in that position. But it's the same way, that's where we can relate to the prophets in Islam. Look at Noah, Prophet Nuh, when his own son said, no, I'm not going to go on the ark, I'm going to go and stand on the tallest mountain. It's very difficult. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it says in the Quran as well, when Prophet Nuh says, Allah, what shall I do? And it's just sacrificing, you know, keeping a stronghold there for Allah. And seriously, like, my heart actually goes out for you guys for actually going through that. Very, very difficult.
I want to just mention, actually, because we've just had a moment here, and you might not be aware of it, and Jammal might not be aware of it, but I was talking about this topic today with somebody, and I was having a struggle moment. So, you know, something had happened personally for me, and I was kind of talking about this topic, and it was difficult. And you have that moment, don't you, where you can't think straight. You know, you go into that spiral where you're sort of negative thinking, and they quoted that exact thing that you've just mentioned now.
Really?
So this to me is like confirmation that I need to take that in and really sort of bring that into myself and think, isn't that amazing? That's such a poignant moment, and I just wanted to mention it because those happen every day, and we do take them for granted, but they're very, very powerful and very poignant. So thank you for that reminder.
I think some of the, like I said to you yesterday, some of the things that I say, I actually reflect it upon myself, you know. And I kind of give myself a pat on the back because I was like, wow, Abbas, you've got some good wisdom in there, you know. I should start talking to myself.
That would be really good.
We discussed that. The plants and stuff don't work out. All right, it doesn't work out. Yeah. If you do it, just keep it. Don't mention it again. Okay.
All I need is a mirror. I don't even need a therapist. I just need the mirror.
You know, and I think that's why, you know, they mention about affirmations, don't they?
Spud.
No, this is like affirmations though, isn't it? You know, that people say, you know, repeating really positive things over and over again in the mirror, you know, looking at yourself, because how often do we actually deeply look at ourselves? It's quite hard to do, actually, and you probably do it quite a lot throughout your day, you know, looking in the mirror, checking your client's hair and things.
Not me though, yeah.
Because you can imagine, look at Jammal and say, wow, he's reflecting, and he's actually, then he starts going like this. Why didn't that facial machine take this bit off?
But we glance probably quite a lot of times in the mirror during the day, you know, just to check things are okay. But when do we actually really take a good, long, hard look at ourselves?
Wow.
And
our souls,
Yeah, and I've done that before. So, you know, you can sit in front of a mirror, quiet time. So it's a bit of a meditation type practice, and just look into your own eyes. And it's really hard to do. Because your instinct is to kind of look away or distract yourself or get frustrated because you don't want to sit there too long. But it's really mind-opening that you can sit and just be with yourself, because we never ever do that. You know, even in prayer, we're with Allah. Even in meditation, we've got thoughts that we're with. We're never actually just alone with us. You know, and it goes deeper than that, because you start to think then, you know, how am I feeling? What have I been through today?
What about one step below that for those people who actually can't do that? So what would you say is a baby step for them? Because they may not be able to look in the mirror and kind of keep that focus, and some people find it boring, you know. I've spoken to some people that said, no, we don't do this kind of, don't want to go inside that, I just don't want to, you know, and you can see that they don't want to touch upon self-development.
My advice would be to find out why you don't want to do that. Like, talk to yourself and ask yourself that question.
Write a list. You know what? I was having a very, 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 very deep conversation on what is it today? Monday, Sunday, Saturday, I think, and because last night, Saturday evening, with two brothers, that are very close to me, and one of these brothers has actually just written a list of things that he needs to change in himself. Wow. And the topic was for me to do the same. And for me not to look at what I'm good at, not to even involve what I'm good at. That to one side. Where are my shortcomings? And not just in deen, in life in itself. What absorbs me, what takes my time from this, what takes this, what's that, all the bad that's not completely 110% right for me. Write a list. Write a list.
Wow.
And it's hard to do that, isn't it? Because we don't want to face the things that we need to change, really.
I think if you don't, this is for me personally, like, I write a lot about mental health as well, sort of thing, But if you don't, in the end you will. In the end you will. No doubt. You will find a way of addressing them problems. You know what I mean? Because otherwise it's like turmoil. You know what I mean? You don't want to be involved in that place. You know what I mean? Sort of thing, you know, like you need to keep yourself out of the quicksand. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. And sometimes if it comes to it, you will address what's wrong for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, and it might not be everything that's wrong for you, but little steps, you know, little goals, big results. You know what I mean, sort of thing. You know, like so.
And this
Also, yeah.
sort of trapped emotional energy or trauma or things that we've been through in our life actually eventually will manifest as further problems.
Yeah.
And we're constantly running away as society, aren't we, from our problems, and we're trying to be busy and do this and do that and look after other people, and all our energy goes outward.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, it starts off just feeling like you're having a down day or downtime. Then you can, you know, people are starting to feel like anxious, anxiety, depression. People are, you know, experiencing autoimmune disease, illnesses. You know, it's manifesting physically in our bodies, and we can see that from, you know, how society has changed over the years, that, you know, these emotional issues that we're not dealing with and we're not bringing to the surface, and we're not kind of putting our wellies on and digging around in all of that stuff. We're avoiding it, and it's causing us problems.
It's a scary area, you know that, yeah? It's
Massive.
a very scary area. So I think for those who want to implement in it, take it at a pace.
Yeah, it takes
At your
real
pace.
guts, doesn't it? To
Even
address
thinking
it.
about it, you think, now I'll do it another day. But you have to sometimes play with your mind as well, with your, you know, mentality, because sometimes you might not be in the mood. Sometimes you might be like, oh, you know what, it's just I can't. But as long as even if you have the intention to do it, then one day it will come. I find that sometimes when I'm thinking, I'm overthinking on it, and then when I'm sometimes doing something like, I don't know, it comes at the wrong moments, like even when I'm, especially in Salah, you know. Sometimes when you're in Salah, you're like, oh my God, why did the solution come that way? You know what I mean? Or you're just doing something else, you're doing something important, you think, oh, wait a minute, I've got the answer. And it happens to me a lot when I'm doing something, when I'm not consciously thinking about it, the idea pops into my head and think, well, by this, like, wow. It will come to you. But I think it's important for us to take it at a pace.
Yes,
People's pace, because obviously a lot of people have got luggage.
And I think if you address it too quickly and too soon, which unfortunately some of us that come to different faiths, I think, do that. Like, I don't know whether that was your experience, that you were kind of doing a lot of reflection and thinking about things from your past, and that's kind of, you know, what led you into the journey that you've been on. Certainly for me, I just dove straight in there. You know, and I come out the other end and I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun. You know, because healing isn't pretty. People think that, you know, oh, let's do some spiritual healing and be all wonderful and it's unicorns and rainbows. It's nothing like that. You know, it's a hard, grueling fight with yourself, and it's not easy at all. So
basically like Thor, isn't it? Thor in the armor and the hammer, and then you're going against Loki.
And it is what you mentioned before. It's scary. It's fear. Scary, that's kind of what we're coming up against, is that fear. It
can take years to actually, but as long as you're making a start, isn't it? Jammal's done it again. He's left us short of time.
Wow.
We've got a minute to show, mashallah. I think he planned it.
What, to come back again?
I think, which is brilliant. I love it. We didn't get to do the spoken word, but inshallah, next week, part 3.
Well, who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
Part 3, we'll keep them in suspense. We've got just a few moments, but inshallah, we will do a part 3. We will do, inshallah, spoken word, live spoken word. And thank you again for coming to the show, taking your time out. It really means a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. But inshallah, for those who are listening, thank you for joining us. Join us same time next week, this time with some questions or texts. And for all those men out there, thank you so much for not taking the facial thing. I'll be, inshallah, arranging something. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
Do you own a restaurant or takeaway? Cater Fair is an expert supplier of new and used commercial catering equipment. Visit caterfair.co.uk for quality equipment on sale at the lowest prices, or call us on 01733 310 11